Let's cross live now to Carlos Sanches-Gomez, who also joins us via our video link. Carlos, the big question, the big issue we've been discussing all morning is whether voters would have gotten any more clarity over the past 90 minutes on the big issues facing American voters.
Yeah, that is correct. I mean, from the Mexican perspective, we need to understand that the United States policy, along with history, it's very intimately linked. So since from here we can say this was a disaster, pretty much. We cannot hear very clearly what Mr. Trump needed to say or Biden. So it was utterly a utter disaster, pretty much.
And Carlos, I mean, I'm told that you follow American politics very closely, and I'm sure you would have followed, the expectation today on Joe Biden's performance. He would have wanted to come across as succinct. He would have wanted to come across as very clear on some of those big issues. Did he succeed, do you think?
I don't think so fully. I truly believe that the American people, it's the kind of person that would like to have a strong president, always in command of the most powerful nation on earth. And I think that the message that Mr. Biden is trying to relate to the American people, it's right now not catching up with that moment. It's concerning that Mr. Biden is showing certain, it starts to show certain aging, a way to say that's my opinion from my perspective, and that might impact on the perception that the American voter might have.
Yeah, Carlos Sanches-Gomez, if you're just tuning into the channel, joining us there live from Mexico, and in the middle of your screen there are two guests here in studio. Carlos, before we let you go, I want to ask you this. Did Joe Biden manage to really harp on and hammer through the points, the big points that are facing Trump, particularly this week? We're talking about COVID-19 deaths and infections in the US, the country that's leading the world on both fronts, and, of course, his tax issues. Did he drive home those points strongly enough?
Well, let me tell you something. He certainly gave a very sharp remark on Mr. Trump taxes, and this is impacting absolutely his image. I think he relayed his ideas clearly, his agenda that is more focusing on the left, like the progress that we need not only regionally but also as a mankind. For example, his ideas that he expressed in regards of global warming is something very concerning, that it needs to be addressed internationally, not only locally, and that message was profoundly understood, along with the promise of getting back the United States into the Paris agreements, which is something that will be great and will be impact in a positive manner to the international community. Now, in regards of racism, I think it's very clear also that he stands with equality, and that's very important for minorities like my connationals that are working in the United States. I think that's very clear, and the way they handle, especially forcing Mr. Trump to declare or state if he is condemning the organizations such like KKK or something like that, and he obviously couldn't. He didn't say something. He, as always, escaped through the bushes.
Carlos, thank you so much for joining us here in South Africa. Carlos Sanches-Gomez joins us live there via our video link in Mexico.